Could you tell us like one question the guys in US asked you? A tricky one that weathered you.
For example, the inconsistencies of the Bible. They claim to be very many inconsistencies. The questions, when people read a Bible text and they take it out of context. The scientific things, for example, some pastors even say that the world is 6,000 years old.
Yeah.
But when you look to science, it's like millions and millions of years. So already things like that clash. Or you go to school and you're taught about evolution. But the Bible is saying you are created. Someone else is saying evolution. So it started like that, but when I went to the US, I started being hit by other ways of thinking that sounded more logical. But the reason they sounded more logical is because I had not thought for myself the things I believe. The things I believe were not from me thinking for myself.
Yeah.
So people came and told me about God the Mother, and they used the same Bible, and they can show you, there are verses they can open, they show you, here is God the Mother. There are atheists, a lot of atheists, who come and ask you the questions that, for example, the question you've asked. If God is good, why are there evil things? Yeah. Why are people dying of cancer? Why are kids dying or starving? Why is there starvation?
And if you're not ready for those questions,
you're not ready. It hits you the wrong way.
Yeah.
Because you try and answer with the Bible, and that person is telling you, you don't even know if that Bible is accurate. Someone's coming to tell you a claim that you cannot refuse. You have no knowledge to refuse that opinion they are giving you. They come and tell you the Bible has very many inconsistencies.
So let's say you aren't born in any religion. Would you pick Christianity?
The first thing I would do, and this is what I did when I started rewiring how I was thinking. I first inquired into God first, before I picked Christianity.
Yeah.
Because Christianity could be attacked. It's very easy to attack Christianity. You just say it was used by the Spanish during the Inquisition to kill everyone. You can even say it was used, that's what it was used to colonize Africa. They came with the Bible and education. So they taught our cultures through the Bible and how you should live. So if anything, if you think about Christianity, it's a bit very hard. It would be very hard for me to go down that path. So I had to ask myself, is there a God? That's what I had to ask myself. Forget about Christianity and all the religions of the world. I just had to ask myself, is there a mind behind the human mind? Or is it us? Are we the most intelligent?
Did you find your answer? Did you find the answer?
Yes, through logical means. Through the experiences of life. And you can call it whatever you want. Doesn't matter if you call it God, you call it Allah. The point is, there has to be a mind behind the human mind.
What do you think happens to the guys who don't hear about Jesus when they die?
There are actually a couple of them. There are very many of them. Because almost the whole of the Old Testament, there was no mention of Jesus. There were some references when it comes to sacrifice and the ultimate sacrifice which was made by Jesus. But there are very many people in the Old Testament that are going to go to heaven but did not hear the name Jesus. People like Abraham, people like Moses, Rahab, the Gentile prostitute. All of those people didn't hear about Jesus, but they put their faith in God. And therefore, the sacrifice of Jesus is applied to them because they put their faith in God.
If God is loving, the last question now, why does he allow guys to go to hell? If he's a loving God.
Why does he allow guys to go to hell?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me try and explain with an analogy. Because you've been given free will. For example, if you're dating someone, for everybody who is dating someone, what if you got married to someone, you're living happily ever after? Then maybe 5 years down the line, you realize that your father had paid your now wife to say that she loves you and to get married to you. How would that make you feel?
Really bad.
Yeah. So that's the point of free will. It has to be the girl had to choose you. And if she doesn't choose you, you're not allowed to force her to marry you. So this is the same way with God. God cannot force you to be in his presence if you don't want to be in his presence. So hell essentially is the life after the life after death. Is God respecting the free choice that you have come to by yourself? You have decided you don't want God, you don't want to live with God. So at the end of time, God is ultimately not going to force you in his presence if you don't want. That's what hell is. But now there's something that important that you have to recognize. If you reject God, you cannot have the benefits of something you have rejected. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. For example, if you live in your father's house, maybe in your father's house, it's a 5-bedroom, you eat every day, you have a bed to sleep, mko na Wi-Fi, everything is good. But if you decide to run away from your father, start your own life, do things your own way, you cannot run away from your father and still expect to enjoy the things that come from staying with your father.
Yeah.
Now, if you think about it like that, God is said to be love, happiness, hope, light, everything that is positive is said to have come from God. Now you have decided you don't want God and anything to do with him. So what happens? He'll allow you, he won't force you into his presence, but you'll also miss out on the positive things that come from associating yourself with God. So that's essentially what hell is an absence of everything good. So you have no hope, you're hopeless. There's no peace of mind. It's pure darkness, there's no light. You're always worried, you're always scared, you're always tensed, anxiety 100%. So that's basically what going to hell is. So that's why I believe God, he doesn't essentially allow you to go to, well, he allows you to go to hell, but it's you that chooses.
Yeah.
It's you that chooses to go there. And to add on to that, some people may take offense to that because they might say, of course nobody wants to go to hell. But that's where you have to know to think for yourself. Because a lot of people are rejecting God. Forget even about Christianity. A lot of people are rejecting the idea that there's a God, not based on their own experiences. It's based on what other people are saying. Other people are saying. Because somebody told you compellingly. You have to sit there, you have to get to a point where you sit down and you think for yourself. Because when you are born by yourself. When you pass away by yourself. You're the one that's going to face whatever comes after. You won't be with your parents, with your friends, or anyone. So you have to sit down and answer that question for yourself. And you have to be willing to take the consequences. For example, myself, I'm 100% ready to pass away and find out that the atheists were right, or that Muslims were right, or that the Buddhists were right. I'm 100% willing to face that. You get what I'm saying? So if atheists were right, it means I should have just done what I need to do to be happy. I should not have tried to follow God or anything. But I'm ready to face that. The issue is a lot of people are not ready to face that. A lot of people are atheists, but they have a problem with going to hell. If you're an atheist, why do you have a problem with going to hell? Because you shouldn't have a problem because you don't believe. But some people, for example, when you ask those questions, it's like someone's worried about something they don't believe in, which means there must be some level of interest that they have. There's something they're fighting against something. For example, you never see a committed Christian. Not the ones that you see that it's just emotions, but someone that even by the way they live their lives. Those people never worry about the things of evil. They don't worry about those things because they have put their faith in something. It's just like I said, when you're coming to sit on this chair, you don't worry about it falling down. So you already put your faith plus the evidence. So you sit down. And you never see people worrying about such things. But with atheists, especially, they always seem to want to attack, for example, Christianity, and the biggest one that's attacked is Christianity, usually. But you just wonder, why is it that you're so emotional about this hell, yet you don't believe in it yourself? So that's why I'm saying you have to think for yourself and come to your own choices. But you also must make sure that those choices that you come are in line with how the world works. Natural law, not people. How natural law works. Yeah.
So, Kungu, I don't even have any words from there. Thank you for coming for my show. Most of us are so naive about these things, and we tend not to ask these questions or get the answers for it. So, I release videos just like this every week, and you don't want to miss it. Like and subscribe. Until next time, have a great day.